everyone, welcome back. We're going to be reading a few chapters in The Wild Robot today. Chapter 40, The Ship. Brightbill was a flying fanatic, and his favorite place to fly was up on the grassy ridge. The robot and the gooseling liked to spend afternoons up there, working on the finer points of flying. And it was on one such afternoon they noticed something mysterious far out at sea. Brightbill spiraled down to his mother, flopped onto the grass, and pointed at the horizon. "Mama, what is that thing?" Roz's computer brain found the right word. "That is a ship." "What is a ship?" "A ship is a large vessel used for ocean transport." Brightbill's face scrunched up with confusion. "Used by who?" "I do not know. It was the first ship either of them had ever laid eyes on. From the distance it looked as though it were moving slowly, but it was actually racing through the waves. From the distance it looked as if it were small, but it was actually one of the largest ships ever built. The robot and the gooseling watched it crawl across the ocean until it finally disappeared to the south. Where had the ship come from? Where was it going? Who was on board? Roz and Brightbill had many questions, but no answers. Chapter 41, The Summer. On clear summer days, Roz and Brightbill and Chit Chat liked to go exploring. They investigated the island's sandy southern point. They marveled at the rainbows that curved up from the waterfalls. They surveyed the forest from the branches of tall trees. They met new friendly creatures, and sometimes they met new unfriendly creatures. But the only creatures they had to worry about were the bears. One time they came upon a bear fishing in the river, and Roz whispered, "You know what to do." Brightbill flew up and away. Chit Chat scurried home through the treetops, and Roz melted into the landscape as only she could. Later they met back at the nest and told the neighbors all about their brush with danger. On dreary summer days they would stay inside. Roz asked Brightbill and Chit Chat about dreaming and about flying and about eating and about all the things that they could do, but she could not. But the youngsters had too much energy to sit still for very long. They spent one drizzly afternoon kicking acorns around the nest. Chit Chat piled them up, and then Brightbill swung his big foot across, and the acorns went flying. Little friends chased the acorns as they bounced and rolled and spun across the floor. They made a new pile and kicked them again. Sometimes an acorn would bounce off Roz's body. Clang! And everyone would laugh and giggle together. Even Roz laughed. "Ha, ha, ha," said the robot, trying to act natural. On clear summer evenings, they would sit outside and watch fireflies twinkling around the pond. Then they'd lie back and gaze up at the darkening sky. "That big circle is the moon," said Chit Chat, "and those little lights are called stars, and one time I tried to count them all, but I can only count to 10, so I just kept counting to 10 over and over. And I have no idea how many stars there are, but I know it's more than 10. "They are not all stars," said Roz. "Some of them are planets." "What's a planet?" said Chit Chat. "A planet is a celestial body orbiting a sun." "What does celestial mean?" "Celestial means something that is in outer space." "What's outer space?" "Outer space is the universe outside the atmosphere of our planet." "What's the universe?" "The universe is everything and everywhere." "Oh, so the universe is our island?" None of them would ever really understand the universe, including Roz. Her computer brain knew only so much. She would talk about the earth and the sun and the moon and the planets and a few stars and not much else. The night sky was full of streaking, shimmering, and blinking lights that she couldn't identify. Clearly, Roz was not designed to be an astronomer. On dreary summer evenings, Roz and Brightbill would curl up together, just the two of them, and listen to the rain pattering on the roof of the nest. The robot would tell stories of annoying pine cones and terrible storms and camouflaged insects, but the sound of rain always made Brightbill sleepy, and he'd be out before his mother could even finish her story. All right, friends, that's it for today. Bye, guys.